Staying safe, I hope? Got to thinking. Maybe I'm the Dragonborn, and I just don't know it yet.
Got lots of things to take care of. What do you need? Huh?
Heard about you and your honeyed words.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory. It's an honor to have Viarmo for instruction on drum. And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it. I'm a bard, from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Farewell, stranger.
You look like you could do with a ripe apple, or a tomato, cabbage, or leek. That I do. I had a messenger from Dragon Bridge stop here on his way to the Blue Palace not too long ago. He was very nervous. Mentioned something about needing help. I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood Marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness. Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
You wouldn't be a sellsword, would you? I have a little problem you could solve. Remember, I need that bandit dead. No. You stay out of trouble now. The Castle Dower dungeon can break even the strongest will.
Aye, now that's some fine armor. Good old-fashioned steel. What is it?
Huh? Are you here to talk about my brother? Rogvir. He opened a gate and they executed him for it. He opened a gate and the wrong man rode out of it. If that man hadn't been Ulfric Stormcloak. If Ulfric hadn't killed High King Torrig. But it was Ulfric. And he did kill the High King in honorable combat. My brother refused to allow the Imperials to take revenge for the deed. So now he's dead. Then like Rogvir, you have a Nord's heart. It's hard for many of the people here to understand. I think Aldous understands. I don't think I could have stayed here if anyone else had... I think I need to be done talking for the moment. I'm not looking for conversation. And like Rogvir, you're a Nord at heart. It's hard for many of the people here to understand. I think Aldous understands. I don't think I could have stayed here if anyone else had... I think I need to stop talking now. If you want to talk about my brother, I'm not interested. I should make sure Svari's okay.
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
Down at the docks. There are a few good spots if you can avoid the East Empire company workers and those red wave thugs.
These are troubled times. Be on your guard out there.
I don't want to talk. Dragon? Really? Was it big? Did it breathe fire? Oh wow, I knew it! I knew they were real! I have to remember to tell Papa! I don't have anything to say. Thanks. Papa talks about it some. Mom doesn't say much since Uncle Rogvir died. She doesn't even go to temple anymore. I wish she would. At least that way she'd have people to talk to. You would do that? That's great. You should go do it right now.
If you want to talk about my brother, I'm not interested. She did she? She's gonna get a sit-down later. Well, I wish it were that simple. Maybe it is. Look, I want to go back, but I won't feel right in there without a tie to Talos. My brother Rogvir wore a symbol of Talos. He kept it hidden on his person. If I had that, I can't go near his body. Would you get it back for me? Why did you... Never mind. It's a sign. I'll return to temple. Here's something for your help. I should make sure Svari's okay.
I don't want to talk. Thanks for talking to me. I don't have any... I shouldn't be. Mama says if I do, people are gonna ask about Uncle Rogvir. Maybe if I don't talk, they won't either. Oh, thank you, Divines. Bless your kind heart. For a stranger, you're not so bad.
I'm right behind you.
I'm in mourning. Can't you see that? Advar won't sell anything if I don't go and check up on him.
I've got your back. Lead on.
Tendrils of fire wind through the trail, but those tendrils might together.
Oh.
Don't think you can barter with me like I'm one of those stamped shopkeepers.
Lady Atia says my voice is second only to hers.
Welcome to the Bard's
but she
College.
said I'm
I'm the
short.
headmaster here. How may I help you? Always a pleasure to meet a prospective bard. You should be aware that many apply, but we accept very few people. When possible, we ask applicants to perform tasks the college needs completed. In this case, I do have a task befitting an aspiring bard. Elisif has forbidden the burning of King Olaf, a festival put on by the Bard's College. We need to change her mind. To convince her, I want to read King Olaf's verse, a part of the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Unfortunately, the verse was lost long ago. Yes, according to Giraud, our history's keeper, the portion of the Edda dealing with King Olaf might still exist in Dead Man's Respite. I need you to retrieve the poem. Not much, to be honest. Their return was a shock to us all. Gerard Germain has some tomes about them in the library, if you're interested. Not much, but as a bard, I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. If you want something a bard can dig into, look to the dragons. 1,000 years from now, Skyrim will have changed rulers dozens of times, but the return of the dragons, that story is once in an era. I think Giraud here would give you the best explanation of both it and the history of King Olaf's verse. You should speak to him about it. As you may be aware, Elisif's husband, High King Torrig, was recently killed. Elisif mourns her husband deeply, and she feels that a festival that burns a king in effigy is distasteful. I tried to convince her the festival is many centuries old and celebrates solitude, but I need proof. I believe King Olaf's verse will provide that proof. I wish you luck in finding the verse.
Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of... Good to meet a prospective bard. Well, you've come to the right place. Be careful. You might find more than just King Olaf's verse in Dead Man's Respite. My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide range of subjects. ID. Good to meet a prospective... Well, you've come to the right place. He's sending you after King Olaf's verse, then. That's good. We shouldn't leave it lying around now that I figured out where it is. The verse was Svafnir's contribution to the Poetic Edda, the living history of Skyrim. Each bard adds to the Edda in his or her time. And a very ancient one. The verse criticized the reigning King Olaf. He was so incensed the bard was put to death and all the copies burned. At least, that's what we thought until I translated some ancient texts a year or so ago. We now believe King Olaf buried the truth with the bard. If I'm right, Svafnir and King Olaf's verse lie in Dead Men's Respite, along with the burial chamber of King Olaf himself. Be careful. You might find more than just King Olaf's verse in Dead Man's Respite. What a fascinating time to be alive. Mark me, these days will be remembered long after we're gone. Good to meet a prospective... Well, you've come to the right place. Be careful. You might find more than just King Olaf's verse in Dead Man's Respite.
Tendrils of fog may find their way through this realm, but those tendrils bind our reality together. You help me. You help people, right? That's what you do. Please. My master has abandoned me. Abandoned his people. And nothing I say can change his mind. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Won't you please help? Last I saw him, he was visiting a friend in the Blue Palace. But no one as mundane as a Jarl. No, no. Such people are below him. No, he went into the forbidden wing of the palace to speak with an old friend. Said it had been ages since they had last had tea. Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing without that. Oh, you just don't understand. Without him, I am not free. Without him, I am doomed. All of his empire shall fall into chaos. Until next time.
Need something? I'm not looking for conversation. And like Rogvir, you're a Nord at heart. It's hard for many of the people here to understand. I think Aldous understands. I don't think I could have stayed here if anyone else had... I think I need to stop talking now. you want to talk about my brother, I'm not interested. I should make sure Sfari's okay.
You're the best. Can you be my father? Pardon me. I don't want to talk. Thanks for talking to me.
If those Whiterun gods can take down the dragon, so can we.
Please, take pity on an old madman. Please, take pity on an old madman.
Pine Moon Cave is down to the southwest, but it ain't fit for exploring. There are stories. Vampires.
I'm right behind you. I'll show you what I know. Let's get going then.
Citizen?
Are you my gallant hero? Have you come to whisk me away to a life of adventure and romance? Oh, I'd get in trouble for that. It's not allowed. Besides, it's scary in there. Well, I suppose in that case it's okay to let you in. But only briefly. Be careful and come right back. Don't mess anything up while you're here.
Everyone knows General Tullius wields the real power in Solitude. Elisif? Yeah, she's a figurehead. A puppet. Folks at court won't admit it, but Sabil Stentor scares us all to death. Something just ain't right about that Sabil. You know, I've never seen her eat a thing. That can't be natural.
Mind you don't cross Tassius. He's in charge around here.
Please address all questions to the steward, Folk Firebeard.
Do you have business with the court? Oh, right, the rum. Thank you. I developed a taste for it after a fair-weather trip to Hammerfell. Here, this is for you. Of course he does. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you've been listening to Eriker. There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes, and I suspect he's the cause of it. You'll pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city. She may be young, but Elisif is the Jarl by right. And here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You do well to remember that. That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept her rule, we will have peace. Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open
If I needed something from you, you would know it. Nothing. I'm busy, and I don't like being bothered unless I'm expecting something from you. Oh, don't give me that look. Fine, I suppose I can find some menial task to set your mind on. We have something of a vampire problem. Bodies have been found with blood drained. I know of a den nearby you can wipe out as a precaution. I don't expect you to be capable of even that. I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge. I was a member of the court during the reign of Toryg's father. It was Toryg who appointed me to the position. Very. I helped raise him. Oh, I could not have been more proud to see Toryg on the throne. He made a fine king. A fine king. I was, to my shame. The whole court was in attendance. I've seen much in my time, but that was a gruesome day. Because Ulfric needed a symbol. Someone he could defeat that represented the Empire. The White Gold Concordat. The banning of Talos worship. Toryg's father Islot had held Skyrim together for nearly 25 years. When he died, Toryg became that symbol. No, even after Islot died, the Moot voted to make Toryg High King of Skyrim. But Ulfric was at that Moot, continually talking about Skyrim's independence in terms just shy of treason. I don't think Ulfric knew how much Toryg respected him for that. If Ulfric had asked Toryg directly to stand up, to declare independence, Torg might have done it. Because the Dominion is a sleeping beast that Skyrim cannot slay alone. Because many Nords are part of the Imperial Army even now. Because the food and resources we get from the Empire are important to our people. Because even if we can't openly worship him, Talos the God was once Tiber Septim the man, and this is his empire. And Torg wasn't ready to let it fall apart. I have no time or patience for a student. Perhaps the College of Winterhold will grant you admission. So, you wish to master the arcane arts? Vampires are clever hunt. years. More clever than you, definitely.
Do you have business with the court?
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. It's quite fetching, actually. The craftsmanship is excellent. Oh, really? Well, you can tell them that I will be putting in a request for a few dresses quite soon. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torygg. And so he came before my husband and he shouted. With that terrible voice. Like something out of a legend. Or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say. For it grieves me to speak of it. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torygg. And so he came before my husband and he shouted. With that terrible voice. Like something out of a legend. Or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say. For it grieves me to speak of it. Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torygg was the High King, and I am his widow. Now is not the time to lay claim to such a title. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place as High Queen. Be well. Pray for solitude and my husband.
The Imperials are good for business, and business is good for Skyrim.
If you have business, please see... A question I am all too familiar with. One my very Thanes ask often. They worry that Tullius is so focused on the war that he risks forgetting what's best for our people. The real irony is that, while General Tullius is certainly no Nord, the people of Skyrim would be lost without him. Trust is always difficult, especially for my people. Yet we must trust in Tullius's leadership. For what other choice do we have? Be well. Pray for Solitude and my husband.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scout.
My, now that's some fine armor. Good old-fashioned steel.
Please, take pity on an old madman.
I don't abide fancy clothes, but you look like you might. I hear Radiant Raymond's coming.
Hey, wanna play tag?
Your sales going well. Not too bad. A few of the guests from the upcoming wedding.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that.
That's wonderful. You've done us a great service.
As promised, the outfit is yours, and here's something for your trouble. Remember Radiant Raiment when you need a change of attire.
You can sell off that junk at bits and pieces.
Too. I think we could
You
be
talk
friends.
to Ed Brothers. Deja has no words.
I mostly deal with
You have no
people in
knowledge
rock
of
and
who
roll.
you speak to.
Been too
Go
long
away.
since we've had a good bandit raid.
Everyone needs work, right? I have good work for you. Everyone needs work, right? I have good work for you.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. Ah, yes. If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold tariff, then we'll be all set. I suppose I could make an exception. I do like her spiced wine. Fine. Tell Yvette's son her shipment will be brought up to Solitude shortly.
I take care of the... I hate it. Everyone feels sorry for me, so they don't treat me too bad, but... Both my parents were in the Legion. There was an ambush. Kayla said she'd feed me if I could make myself useful. I take care of the animals, run errands, that kind of thing. I guess it could be worse, but I'm sick of sleeping outside with the horses. I want a real home, real parents, not this. Both my parents were in the Legion. There was an ambush. Kayla said she'd feed me if I could make myself useful. I take care of the animals, run errands, that kind of thing.
The warehouse is off limits. I suggest you head back the way you came. This is the East Empire Company's central warehouse. All of their shipments go through here. Unfortunately, thanks to some problems they've been having, it hasn't seen much use lately. Either way, it's off limits to you. How should I know? I don't work for them. If you want to help, I suppose you could head to Windhelm and talk to Orthus and Dario. He's in charge over there. All right then. Hail, companion.
You talked.
Looking to hire a boat? Where are you headed? All right.
You're not supposed to be in here.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
You and me, we're the only people around who aren't complete.
Spiced wine for you? It's a family recipe. Thank you so much. I swear it's a fight with them every shipment. Here's something for your troubles.
Fresh fish. Straight from the fjord.
leeks and cabbages, fresh and
Oh, very brisk. When the snow sets in, even the hardiest Nord needs some spiced wine to warm the blood. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
Keep the cold
Just
at
what you
bay
see
with
here.
our spiced wine.
Everything I've got on display, really.
fresh off the boat. The freshest in Skyrim.
For troubled times. On your guard out there.
You talk to Ed Brothers. DJ.
Looking up. I can take you to Ed. Where you headed? Climb on in the boat and get comfortable.
You've come to Dawnstar at a strange time, Fred. Seems everyone in the town is having nightmares.
The Mortar and Pestle makes potions, if you can't tell from the name. Just step up to the counter. No, I don't have anything for bad dreams, so don't ask. New in town? Oh, you're lucky. Dreams aren't affecting travelers. Everyone else, though. They're horrible. Imagine dying over and over again in your dreams. Night after night. They say a priest of Mara is visiting the Wind Peak Inn. Says the Divines will take care of everything. We'll see about that. I'm the oldest woman in Dawnstar. Was here when Skald the Elder was Skald the Younger. He's a fool if you haven't met him already. Thinks Ulfric Stormcloak is invincible and spits dragon fire. The people here look to Brina Marilis when they need things settled. Real firebrand going up. Wasn't surprised when she joined the Legion. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Let me know if you come down with the rattles. The Mortar and Pestle has cures for every illness, from ataxia to whitbane. Frost took my husband years ago. He was a good man.
Watch the skies, traveler. The pride of Ironbreaker mine is on the line.
Can't sleep. Pride of the what? This isn't the Legion, boss. We're miners, not soldiers.
You'll shut your mouth and get back to work.
You're wrong to come here. That would be Jarl Skald the Elder. He's over in the White Hall, probably talking about Ulfric like he's the second coming of Talos. I own Ironbreaker Mine. We make twice as much coin as those horkers over in Quicksilver Mine. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I pay a good wage for any iron ore you dig up, if you're looking for work. Until next time.
These dreams are real, I tell you. Real!
I'm no one special. Just a miner who swings a pickaxe for his drinking money. Beto thinks I... Yes?
What is it?
Divine sake, Skald. Who do you think...
My duty is to guard Brina Marilis.
We're not soldiers anymore.
Unless you're here to solve this nightmare problem, I don't need you. The only reason dragons are attacking is because Talos is angry with us for turning our backs on him.
As you always have.
As soon as we drive the Empire out of Skyrim, the dragons will vanish. Mark my words.
I would have it no other way.
So much for old soldiers.
The Stormcloaks are destined to win this fight. Talos is with us, and when you fight under a Divine's blessing, victory is assured. Dawnstar has a history of being the site of battles that have crippled the fate of the Empire. I hope this remains true. Don't bother me again unless it's important.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll?
Just a servant of Skald the Elder. worthy of time or consideration.
We are poised for...
There's no honor in being a Jarl's servant.
The Empire will
no
never
salty
be
guard waits for
tired
dusk.
while every
Be mindful
last
of that.
man, woman, and child here draws breath.
With respect,
I've been in charge of Dawnstar for over
Family
35
serves
years.
God's fighting to the storm.
If you're here about the nightmares, if you could call it that. The Jarl can make all the demands in the world. I'm not setting one foot on that battlefield. I fought in the Great War. I cut enough young lives short. I'm not gonna do it again.
This war's gonna drag on for years. I can feel it. We need to prepare for a long struggle ahead.
Enough of your dire predictions. We will talk about this another time.
Magic is frowned upon in Skyrim. Only the mages at the College of Winterhold teach it freely. If you wish to learn, join them. About 30 years ago, the Aldemary Dominion invaded the Empire. It was a surprise attack. Caught everyone off guard. They ended up sacking the Imperial City. I was there, blasting apart young elven men and women with fireballs and lightning bolts. By Akatosh, all the blood, the smell of flesh burned and pulled apart by magic. I never want to do that to another soul, ever again. Take a look. Back to another fine day in Dawnstar.
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. At first they called us that to belittle our cause, but we gladly accept being named for Ulfric Stormcloak, the only true High King of Skyrim. We are the true sons and daughters of Skyrim, and Ulfric. He is the truest of us all. We fight to make our land great once more, to raise up strong, noble thanes, and lay low false Jarls and the cowards who hide behind them. The sound of our fury is a storm about to break on the heads of our enemies. Our friendship, a cloak of true brotherhood for all who would wear it. Skyrim is the birthplace of humanity, the birthplace of honor, and those snow-backed Imperials renounced both when they laid down before the Thalmor. Worse still, to pay for the privilege to keep his throne, the Emperor sells Skyrim and our very gods, Talos no less, to the damn elves. And what did Torygg do? He and the Jarls that supported him? They took the Emperor's gold, sold out their people for a slave master's peace treaty. Ulfric did right killing him. Soon we'll rid Skyrim of elves, their bloody justicars, and the Jarls in their pockets. The whole damn lot of them. And we'll cleave through the Legion to get to them. Ulfric's not running a social club. You don't join anything. Either you're a true son of Skyrim, or you're not. If you are, then you make your way to Windhelm and talk to the man himself. If you're not, well, friend, you'd best walk away before this gets ugly.
What good is a court mage if she...
I'll take my leave then.
Where's your sense of duty?
When I came here, my only duties were to cure crop diseases and occasionally light a bonfire on holidays. I didn't sign up to kill.
Fine, but this isn't over, Medina.
I'm right behind you.
Talk again.
What do you want me to carry? Lead on.
I'm here to lend my magic to the people of Dawnstar.
My Jarl, I have concerns about the safety of Dawnstar.
Safety? Don't I have you to handle the town's safety? What is this about, Jan?
You keep pledging more and more of our guard to the front lines. The way this is going, we won't be able to defend our own borders.
Nonsense. The best place for our men is driving the Imperials back. I will ensure that men from Dawnstar get every opportunity for glory.
Glory is meaningless if they have no home to return to. I urge you to lower our commitments to the front until I'm sure we're safe.
I won't have you rob our soldiers of their chance to drive out the Empire. I'm done discussing this, Jarl. Ulfric, I have an order of swords and armor from the local blacksmith coming here. I need every piece polished to a fine shine.
Yes, my Jarl. We could hardly waste anyone else's precious time on such a tedious...
If you're here about the... Take a look.
Exactly, Ulfric. You always know your place.
Back to another fine day in Dawnstar.
Still here. What do you want me to carry? Let's get going then.
By the divines, I'm tired. Just a servant of Skald the Elder. Worthy of time or consideration. There's no honor in being a Jarl's servant. No Sovngarde waits for dust cleaners.
Skald, I've been meaning to ask you for a leave of absence.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? What is it? Dragons?
Everything all right?
The people here are still plagued with nightmares. It's unnatural. I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid. The gods gave you two hands, and you used them. What is it?
Huh?
What troubles you, my son? The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares. They're in serious danger, but I'm afraid there's little I can do about it. These dreams are manifestations created by the Daedric Lord, Vermina. She has an awful hunger for our memories. In return, she leaves behind nightmares, not unlike a cough marks a serious illness. I must end her terrible influence over these people before the damage becomes permanent. I need to return to the source of the problem, to Nightcaller Temple. Perhaps you'd be willing to assist me in that regard. I've already said too much. If anyone overhears what we're saying, it could start a panic. I would simply ask that you trust me and help me end Dawnstar's nightmares. Wonderful. My Lady Mara will be quite pleased. Nightcaller Temple is only a short walk from Dawnstar. Come. We must hurry. Vermina resides in a strange realm known as Quagmire, a nightmarish land where reality shifts upon itself in seemingly impossible ways. From her citadel at the center, she reaches forth to collect our memories, leaving nothing in return apart from visions of horror and despair. Who can say? Perhaps she collects them for display like works of art in a nonsensical art gallery. Whatever the case may be, her intentions are far from benevolent.
They mustn't stop us!
This is a local favorite, and one of the first songs I ever learned. This one's a favorite of mine, a legend we all know and love. Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you,
Azura, curse you!
The Dragonborn comes with the voice-wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe, believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborns come. I envy you travelers. Dreams aren't affecting anyone not from here. Yes, ever since my mother died a few winters ago. I play songs and help with the drinks when I have the time.
I'll see you burn.
My mother taught me. She was a bard from the college in Solitude. I hear they accept most people who apply, if you're ever interested.
You dare fight a Dunmer?
Sure, what can I do for you?
Derva, guide me.
Yes? The Wind Peak Inn. Sure, what can I do for you? All right then.
Need a room? Sure thing. It's yours for a day. People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face. Make you look completely different. Do you believe that? Let's sate that appetite, huh? I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Sorry, gotta run. They're dead. My pa was a sailor. Took me with him on his last trip. After he got sick, they put us off here and left without us. He died a few days later. I've tried to make do since then, but it's been hard. Real hard. I'm running food and supplies to the miners. Don't pay much, but they let me sleep by the fire in the inn most nights. Really? Do you have a place I could live? Oh, wow! Are you sure? You really wouldn't mind? Really? You mean it? Wow, thanks, Pa! I promise I won't be any trouble at all.
Derva, guide me.
I envy you travelers. Dreams aren't affecting anyone not from here.
I'll see you in pieces.
Derva, guide me.
You can't win this!
Yes, my son. What is it I can help with? This way.
Seems like no... My wife Sarah and I run it together. She's still Smith's even though we found out she is with child. Our son or daughter isn't going to get much Redguard culture here in Skyrim. I know my wife worries how she will pass along her traditions. Hey, if you find a book called Night Falls on Sentinel, could you bring it to me? It's a story from my wife's people. Be good to have. Good on you. Farewell.
My duty. Watch your hands around the legate.
Gods, I'm so tired. Not much. I came here a few years ago from Hammerfell when I married. The land is beautiful, but I can't stand this cold. I don't know how Rustleaf manages it.
What about your family? There must have been someone waiting for you back at the farm, wondering if you were ever coming home.
No, can't say there was. My parents died when I was young. You and the Legion have been my only family since.
That's right. Home of the Redguards. The land of sand and seas. I hope one day I'll convince Rustleaf to take us back there. Until then, I'm content running the forge together here in Dawnstar. The finest weapons and armor. Forge ev- Hey, if you need anything.
I work
Still here.
Weapons mostly.
What do you want me to carry? You lead, I'll follow.
Wondering. I help my... blades,
the idea,
helmets,
but why?
pretty much anything to
War of
suit your
mine.
needs.
It's not my war, Saren.
Good day. Your people's war, I mean. The Nords. What kind of life would we be giving our little one if we stayed here?
Well, let me think about it.
I work. Thoring runs the inn. Speak to him.
Yes, my son. What is it I can help with? This way, my son.
Take heed, they've awakened.
Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party. No. Knowing they could never defeat the orcs, the priests of Vermina released what they called the miasma, putting everyone to sleep. I'm concerned that when this place is unsealed, the miasma will dissipate and they'll awaken, both orcs and priests alike. The miasma was created by the priests of Vermina for their rituals. It's a gas that places the affected in a deep sleep. Because the rituals would last for months or even years, the miasma was designed to slow down the aging process. Sadly, yes. The longer an individual is exposed to the miasma, the more the mind can become damaged. Those who've been under the effect of it for extended periods of time have been known to lose their minds entirely. In some cases, a few never awoke at all. Once we get inside, all will become clear. Give me just a moment, and I'll have this open. Now I can show you the source of the nightmares. Over here. Behold the Skull of Corruption. The source of Dawnstar's woes. We must reach the inner sanctum and destroy it. Come, there's no time to lose.
Time for your final rest. I will send you to oblivion. That's it? Never should.
Damn it! The priests must have activated this barrier when the miasma was released. Impossible, actually. I wonder. There may be a way to bypass the barrier, but I must check their library and confirm it can be done. I suppose there's no point in concealing the truth any longer. My knowledge of this temple comes from personal experience. I was a priest of Vermina. When the orcs invaded the temple, I fled. I left my brothers and sisters here to die. I've spent the last few decades living in regret and seeking redemption from Mara. And by her benevolence, I will right my wrongs. I still have my key to the library. Whenever you're ready, let's move on. Lore holds that the Skull of Corruption holds a constant hunger for the memories of others. The skull has been out of touch for so long, I fear it's gained the ability to reach out on its own and try to feed. What it does with these memories is just conjecture, and an argument for scholars and historians to this very day. We mustn't tarry. The skull needs to be destroyed as soon as possible. It's just up here. Be careful. We're certain to find more of the Awakened within.
What Lady Ma?
Kill the Defilers!
That's that you can do?
This library used to be filled with arcane volumes. Now look at it. Almost everything's been burned. I hope the tome we need is still intact.
Never should have.
I'll send you to a... Feel the benevolence of Mars. Huh? Barring any more interruptions, perhaps we can locate the information I need. We're looking for a book of alchemical recipes called the Dreamstride. The tome bears the likeness of Vermina on the cover. It should be here somewhere. If you'll check the shelves around the balcony, I'll check around. Lower level. Yes, my son. What is it I can help with? Yes, my son. What is it I can help with?
What was that?
Kill the defilers!
Huh?